It's 2025 and we will not be matching energy with energy when it comes to negativity. Clock it. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Now, of course, there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, so always take what resonates and leave the rest, as well as getting your pen and your paper and be prepared to take notes. We are not going to be matching energy, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you why it's really important to always, that's the key word, always be the bigger person and avoid conflict, as well as 5 recommendations in order for you to implement this, to practice, so therefore there's no confusion and we are no longer allowing people, places, and things who are not meant to have access to us to disturb us. And that's going to be the main reason. That's going to be the first explanation. Logically, it does not make sense to invest your time, your energy, your finances, your mind, body, spirit, and soul onto people and places and things who do not do anything positive, productive, influential for you. And I'm going to say that part again, and I'm going to say it slowly. And this should be the first note that you write down. You taking your time and your energy to focus onto people, places, and things who do not finance you, who do not feed you, who do not pour into you, who do not motivate you, who do not uplift you, does not help you. Doesn't help you emotionally, doesn't help you sleep at night. It's not going to pay your bills. It's not going to put gas money in your car. When you spend your time and energy and effort allowing people, places, and things to disturb your peace, you are going to be the only person who's going to suffer. You're going to be the only person who's going to bother. And the reason why I'm saying this is because those people and places and things who intentionally sabotage, who are envious, spread lies, rumors, and gossip, they don't care. They don't care about themselves. Why do you think they're going to care about you? Over here, we use our mind. That's how you heal yourself. You use your mind. We realize what's for us, what's not, and we focus on it. Now, of course, everyone's not taught emotional intelligence. Everyone's not taught how to handle problems. Everyone doesn't have the best attitude. I'm speaking from experience. I've had to learn these things myself, you guys. And this is why I make these videos. This is why I'm in the position that I'm in. And this is why I lead by example. Nobody is perfect. There are times, of course, you want to yell and fight and beat people up and pull up and curse and go back and forth. But speaking from experience, the consequences, the outcomes are never positive. Unless you want to go to jail, unless you want to go to prison, unless you want to be hurt and harm, whether it's with yourself and family members, if you know, it's never anything good. Unless you want to lose your job, lose your mind, lose your house, lose your kids, whatever it is, it's never anything good. Not just that, the real question you need to start asking yourself is, why would you want to be around certain people, places, and things who bring out the worst in you? Now, of course, when it's your family members, it's your friends, it's your school, we don't get to pick those things. So the first thing you have to realize in order for you to work on our attitude and work on that matching energy is focusing on what you have control over and what you don't. You don't have to beat yourself up because you grew up around dysfunctional people. You don't have to beat yourself up because you were exposed to narcissists and people who are abusers, whether they're mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, verbally, whether it's your family members, your friends, whether you were being bullied. You don't have to be so harsh on yourself when people already went out their way to sabotage you, to, hurt and harm you, spread rumors and gossips, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have experienced that. And if you haven't, be grateful that you haven't. You don't need to become like the people who go out their way to do certain things. I've had family members, I've had people that I thought were my friends, coworkers, people that I thought I was going to be in a relationship with, do certain things. And in the end, I just had to realize me being around these people wasn't good for my mental health, my emotional health, physically, financially, and most importantly, once again, when you care about yourself and you respect yourself, why would you give them the time of day? This doesn't mean that you're better than people, but you're better than certain things. It's really important to have a good character at the end of the day. A lot of people think that when you're a good person, you don't get anywhere in life. That's not true. You're only going to get so much far in life when you realize that you being a good person is for you. And most importantly, if other people can't be grateful for you, if you see people don't pour into you, if you see people don't make the time for you, if you see people always trying to get you to yell and fight and don't care about what you do, once again, being a good person is only going to be a bad thing if you're giving and enabling people's characters and being around people and places, things that don't make you be you. Like you spending your time and energy to curse people out. Once again, if you're not willing to go to jail, what is it going to do? The fact that people have so much control over you is unhealthy and it's not safe and it is dangerous. Speaking from experience, I've had a lot of, like I said, nasty, low vibrational, evil people do certain things, not realizing that, first of all, I would never want to be like them because it's ugly. And I'm not talking about just looks. I've encountered a lot of ugly spirits. That's just what it is. I'm here to be very honest and transparent. You don't need to match people who are ugly. Like I said, I'm not talking about looks. It's ugly to self-sabotage yourself and other people, especially when these people did nothing to you. So once again, this doesn't mean that people aren't going to be nosy. This doesn't mean that people aren't going to go out their way to spread rumors and be haters and stuff. But it's just like, that has nothing to do with you. Why would you want, like I said, logically, you have to learn how to think. If you weren't taught, like I said, emotional intelligence, if you weren't taught how to control your emotions, you need to learn how to start thinking. So that's the first thing. The first recommendation is you need to start questioning yourself and the people and the places and things that you're surrounding yourself with. Write this information down. The first thing you need to ask yourself when you're around certain people is, how do they make you feel? Is it positive or is it negative? Is it good or is it bad? Are you able to speak your mind 100%? Do you have to watch what you say? Do you have to watch what you wear? Do you have to watch what you do? Are you being judged, or can you speak your mind freely? Even if you have differences and disagreements with people, are they still able to respect you? You have to be very intentional, because what happens is when you're not intentional about the company you keep and how you treat yourself, you end up settling. And a lot of people settle in relationships. A lot of people settle in jobs. A lot of people settle in marriages. And in the end, like I said, the outcome is never good. They end up bitter. They have resentment. People end up having infidelity. And it's just all these negative things that could be avoided. If you don't want to be in a relationship, if you're not happy, you don't have to be there. Once again, maturity. And of course, maturity is not a specific age. It's not a specific gender. It's not a specific time. It's not a specific race. But it's like, at a certain point, you have to realize that if you want to do certain things in your life, if you want to be a certain type of way and you want to be associated with certain people, places, and things, it's nothing wrong with that. But you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to pay? Because it comes with a cost. Surrounding yourself with people who bring out the worst for you is going to cost you. And I'm speaking from experience. In my earlier 20s, because I'm 28. I've been 28 for almost half of a year, because it's about to be June, you guys. It's the end of May when I'm making this. I'm grateful that I was so fortunate to clock T at an early age and realize that certain people were only meant to be a part of my life for certain chapters and certain reasons. And instead of being frustrated, instead of getting myself involved and confronting people, I just allowed these people to be who they were. Because like I said, I never looked up to them in the first place. I never thought anything about them. And once I realized that people were a certain type of way, instead of me going back and forth, I realized me going on my way to curse these people out, me going on my way to fight people or just be associated with certain people, like, it just brought so much out of me and it took away from me, and it was just draining. And it's like, sometimes you have to learn. This doesn't mean that I've never had a time where I wanted to curse people out or I haven't went off on people, because I have. And like I said, in my 20s, like 19 to 22, that's when I learned quickly that I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to be in jail, speaking from experience. I don't want to go to prison. I'm not willing to lose my job. I'm not willing to lose my mind. I'm not willing to lose my body just because certain people thought they could come into my life, just because certain people say certain things or do certain things. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when you ask yourself, how did these people make you feel? None of these people made me feel good about myself, including family members. Nobody is excluded. The second thing you need to pay attention to and understand is that when you choose to be the bigger person, you don't have to deal with conflict. You have a 99% chance of avoiding conflict and hostility and secret animosity because you're in your own lane. Once again, this doesn't mean that people are not going to try and come into your life. That's on them. Let it be one-sided. And that's another reason why out of the 28 years of my life, I've never felt the need to confront a lot of people, because it's one-sided. If I know I'm just existing, if I know I'm just breathing, whether I was at work, whether I was at school, whether it was me getting to know a guy, even in my family members, if I know I've been nothing but good to these people, if I know I'm not here sabotaging, if you know you're not out here causing problems and confusion and chaos in people's life, doesn't matter how they feel towards you, doesn't matter how they are perceiving you. And if you already made up in your mind that I was a certain type of way or that you didn't like me, you don't have to like me. But I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you when I realize you're unhappy, because it's miserable people who do these things, as well as jobs and opportunities that are not for you. It's okay. What's not okay is you going back and forth with a man or a woman or your family member or your friends when they've already made it clear that they need to heal themselves. They need to work on themselves, that you need to separate yourself, and it's nothing good. You don't have to heal all day, every day. Like, you don't always have to take life seriously, but there is a time and a place. And once again, if you don't feel good, if you don't feel safe, if you don't feel heard, you have to learn how to be with yourself. And that's the third thing. Until you can learn to sit with yourself, until you feel comfortable with who you are, you will just surround yourself with any and everybody. And a lot of times that happens because we're not taught how to be confident. We're not taught how to do certain things. Maybe you're grieving. Me personally, from 18 to 22, I was grieving. I went through a lot of situations or traumatic situations during that time. So it's not like I intentionally just went out my way. It was like, let me just go ahead and hang around certain people just because. No. Did I have certain people who wanted to be a part of my life during that time? Yes. But like I said, slowly but surely, once I realized their motives and their intentions, cut them off. Even when it comes to family members, like I said, unless you have to be in these situations, when you are in these situations, do what you need to do. But once you realize that it's too many red flags around you, you need to remove access to these people. Who cares how they feel? They don't mean you any well. If they're not mentally and emotionally stable, they cannot worry about you. They can't help you. It's a waste of time. It's draining. And speaking from experience, like I said, I've witnessed it from people that I know in real life, on YouTube, on social media. It's just like, it's unnecessary. And as a mature adult, like I said, as the real rich aunties, as the real rich uncles, and rich, like I said, is nothing to do with monetary wealth and materials. It's spirit. It's the energy. It's the vibe. Okay, and that's what I am at the end of the day. I'm a rich auntie before I'm your favorite mental health specialist, but you may know me just as your favorite mental health specialist. We do this in real life. Like, it's not a joke. Like, life is serious. And a lot of times people end up losing their lives. Like I said, you lose your job, you lose your car. Like I said, speaking from experience, you guys, there's a lot of tea that I obviously have to sip and spill that we're going to get into. But as of right now, you need to be aware. You seriously need to ask yourself, if I'm around these certain people, do I have to watch my back? Can I be vulnerable? Because that's another thing. Them not making you feel good. When you try to tell your information to people, they're judging you. You feel like you're oversharing. You never have to feel like you're oversharing information when you're around the right people. You never feel like you have social anxiety when you're around people who allow you to communicate and articulate yourself. You don't always have to agree with people. You don't always have to like what other people like. But majority of the time, you should feel confident. You should feel secure. When you're around people who are insecure and you're confident, it's always going to be an issue. That's why people sabotage. And like I said, once I realized that certain people were not adequate or felt inadequate to be around me, create a distance. Put people in categories. You can have friends, you can have lovers, you can have associates. You need to know where you stand with people, because everyone doesn't feel the same way towards you. And like I said, if you're not willing to lose certain things, you have to be okay with that. But it doesn't make sense for you to lose your life, lose your job, start over, and just do certain things. So it's just like, once you realize that somebody's not for you, it's okay. And it's like, once you realize that people want to sabotage and make up rumors, separate yourself. Like, if you have to go out your way to be shady and, like I said, fight people, why? For what? These people have nothing to lose. And I'm speaking from experience. All the people within 18 and 22 had nothing to lose, didn't care about themselves. Not just that, they wanted to be around you. Like I said, it's one-sided. Even when I was in school, I was in school last year, you guys, during this time. Being around people, it's just like, you don't even know that these people don't even know you. Like, for people to be like, they have a problem with you, they're weird. Like, that's just what it is. A lot of people are weird because it's like a lot of people choose to do hateful, envy, and grimiest things, like sabotaging somebody who did nothing to you. You need help. You're psychotic. Those are the people who are special needs, not people who have Down syndrome, not people who have ADHD and autistic. It's people who go out their way to do malicious things to people who did nothing to them. Or when people try to take your kindness for weakness, you're ignorant. It's disrespectful. It's just degrading, you guys. So it's just like, you need to start asking yourself, how did these people make me feel? When I'm around these people, can I be myself? So the second, third, and fourth, and fifth thing when it comes to you being the bigger person is knowing that, like I said, you don't have to deal with this. When you choose to be the bigger person, People go, oh, she's stuck up. He's stuck up. Okay, I'd rather be stuck up than a pushover. I'd rather be stuck up than a people pleaser. I'd rather be stuck up and just allow anybody around me. I'm not going to dim my light just because you're not comfortable with yourself. I never have and I never will. And not just that, when you know that you have certain boundaries with certain people, they're not going to be upset with you. Like the people that are meant to be in your life, your friends, and the people that are in your real life. You see, when you put people in categories and vice versa, there's no confusion. It takes a while to build relationships with people. So before you call people your friends, get to know them, feel the vibe, see if you guys are compatible or not. If not, if you don't want to be best friends, you guys want to be associates because you have similarities, okay, cool. But it's just like, before you get so overly attached to people, places, and things, understand who they are to you. Once you realize who people are to you, how they make you feel, you will realize, okay, even if you guys have differences, even if you guys weren't taught how to communicate and you're learning and you're growing together, you have a level of respect. And that's what this channel is mainly about. That's what healing is all about, is just having a level of respect. I don't tolerate people who are disrespectful willfully, like blatantly, to be disrespectful. It's one thing, like I said, if you're naive and you weren't taught how to be confident, you weren't taught how to be aware, you come from, like I said, a lot of sabotage and dysfunction. Like I said, we have so many videos, so many things to talk about. We'll break it down. But once you are aware, once you do watch these videos, it's intentional. It's very intentional. Like, it's serious. You don't have to go back and forth with people once you realize that they're not for you. It saves you a lot of time. And it's like, once you see people for who they are, believe them. Trying to give people multiple chances when they wouldn't even give you multiple chances. Like when people show you that they want to humble you or they want to sabotage you or that they're willing to be envious of you and do certain things to you, believe them. When you hear people talk about you, or when people, I'm telling you guys from experience, like the amount of people that I've experienced who are just on a low vibration, like I said, I never internalized it. I never affected me because it's just like, I never did nothing to these people. And it's like, I'm not losing sleep because I don't care. I don't. I'm not caring about people who want me to lose my job. I'm not caring about people who want me to not take care of myself. I'm not caring about people who want me to lose my job, because I've encountered people. They were older than me, people that were my age. Like, it's disgusting. It's like people have so much hate in their heart, they would just want to see anything. And it's just like I said, those people need help. Those people need more help than you, because it's like, you don't think like that. And if you do, you're not going to continue to think like that, because like I said, you're going to end up dead. You're going to end up in jail, or you're going to lose everything. Whatever you try to wish and put on to other people, it's going to come back to you. And a reason why a lot of people don't understand it is because it's not until it hits you. It's not going to hit you when you expect it. It doesn't work like that. You will not leave this earth. And if you do, you're going to suffer while you're alive. It's very much so real. So your best bet is to realize that if people are causing you to get out of character, you need to remove yourself from them. And how you practice this, like I said, is figuring out who you are. How you practice this is figuring out how people make you feel. How you practice this is figuring out and building a relationship with yourself, God, ancestors, the universe, if you believe in those things, and being okay with what it is that you believe in. Stand on it. People do not believe in what they say. Like, people, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that. You don't believe it. Excuse me, because if you did, you would have boundaries. Boundaries are not a bad thing. The only people, like I said, have a problem with your boundaries are people who want to take from you. I've met so many people who tried to humble me and thought I was a certain type of way. Then they got around me and was like, oh, I didn't expect you to be like this. Yes, you did. People perceive you based off of their insecurities. So just because you have insecurities and you feel some type of way because you're dealing with internal issues, that has nothing to do with me. Trying to get me to lose my job, trying to have me not be friends with certain people, going out your way to create a narrative. I want you guys to know, like, these people, like I said, they're not mentally and emotionally stable, but it's just like, that makes you look like a horrible person. That's not a flex. It's not a flex. So if you have to go back and forth with people, you need to remove yourself. And if you have to be alone until you can surround yourself with people who don't bring out the worst in you, that's what you need to do. So I'm going to end the video with that. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Thank you for giving this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing down below. Thank you for following me on all social media platforms. All the information will be down in the description box below. Thank you for booking your service in the session. The website is in the description at www.tyguidance.com, as well as DM me on Instagram about any topics, questions, and concerns that I haven't answered already about this video, what you think, your experience in the comment section down below, and checking out my live, you guys, because we're reaching our goal here on YouTube. But just keep that in mind. We're not matching. I'm not matching. I'm 28. I'm grown. Like I said, even at 18 and 22, I'm not matching your energy. And if I ever cursed you out or if I ever did anything to you, once again, it was to defend ourselves. I don't believe in people provoking you. I've had people try to sabotage, provoke, lie. Like I said, a lot of it's one-sided. And it's just like, when you choose to be the person and you don't address certain people, those people lose their mind. Because a lot of times people want you to lose your mind. Like I've had, like I said, people want me to not have finances, to not be beautiful, to not take care of myself, to not have certain things. And it's just like, you want to be worried about, these people wouldn't be so worried about you not having certain things or being a certain type of way if they was worried about themselves. And that's the problem. They're not. These same people who want you to be bitter, who want you to be miserable, they're not worried about themselves. So it's just like, once again, when you logically take a step back and you ask yourself, how do these people make me feel? Do they finance me? Do they feed me? Do they educate me? Are they pouring into me? Are they judging me? Are they talking about me behind my back? Are they telling people rumors about me? Are they getting people to come up again? Like, make it make sense, okay? I love you guys. We're not about to be matching energy because it drains you, it takes away, and most importantly, it's just unnecessary. You didn't come here to struggle, be miserable, and to suffer. Love you, bye.